Welcome back to Real Talk with Elliott series, and this is where I take your questions and answer them in a video just like this. So thank you for sending in your questions. I can't make this series without your contribution. I really appreciate it. And today's question is about a topic that's on my mind right now because earlier this week, a popular rapper was murdered, a guy by the name of Takeoff, who's in a rap group known as Migos or the Migos. And, I sit and I think about what his friends and family must be going through. He was shot in front of some of his closest friends and family, and I just think how awful and difficult that is. And we had a question from a woman named Beverly Taylor who asks, how do I let go and move on of lifelong friends who die? And I thought this was a good time to answer this question, given what's going on in the world right now. And I'll tell you, Beverly, I learned a really important lesson when my grandmother passed away, which I understand it's not a lifelong friend, it's just a lifelong relationship. When my grandmother passed away, I learned a lifelong lesson that, you don't have to let them go. They live in your heart. And the way I learned that lesson is when my grandmother passed away, I was going through my phone and I saw my grandmother's contact information in my phone, and I started to cry. And I was with a friend of mine, and my friend said, why are you crying? And I said, I don't want to delete my grandmother's information. And my friend looked at me and he said, then you don't have to. And that was such an epiphany for me at the time. I was like, holy cow, I can keep it. And I realized you don't have to move on because your lifelong relationships live in your heart. When I was in college, I had a friend named Terrence. Very, very close friend. He was in the same fraternity with me and my younger brother, and he was my younger brother's best friend and very close to me. And a couple of years ago, Terrence passed away from lung cancer. He had a long bout with lung cancer, and it eventually took his life. And Terrence was a huge college basketball fan. Terrence was a massive San Francisco 49er fan, which is an American football team here. And to this day, I was walking into a mall the other day, and the Gonzaga basketball team walked past me. The coach, all of the players walked past me, and I thought, Terrence would love this. That was the first thought I had. Terrence would love this because he comes with me in everything that I do. And sometimes I think we think of grief as I've got to learn to move on. And it's no. I think about Terrence all the time. And I see things and I'm like, oh, Terrence would love that. Or Terrence would really appreciate this. Terrence would think that that was such an amazing thing. I think about my grandmother. Constantly, I think my grandmother would be so proud of me. My grandmother would be so excited for me. My grandmother would love to hear about this thing or that thing. And I think it's okay to not move on. It's okay to hold on to those relationships. It's okay to live life as if they're still here, because they are. So, Beverly, that's my answer. Everybody out there who's struggling with a loss, I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope this video helps you in some even small way. So please, guys, continue to send in your questions. You can leave a question in your comments. You can send me an email, or you can send me a text message, super easy, 972-426-2640. Ask me a question, and I cannot wait to make a video for you.